Welcome to the fourth round of the Green APU ARA National Championship Oregon Trail Rally. We ventured south a little bit here from the Olympus Rally a few weeks ago. Currently, I am standing in Washington. Across the river here, we can see Oregon. That is the state line. Friday night, we will be down in Portland. And on Saturday, we'll move back up north here for the Mary Hill stages in Washington. For Sunday, we will cross the river again back into Oregon for the DirtFish stages, much faster, flowier stages. Going to be a very interesting weekend. We'll see if the heat is going to be a big factor. Can Brendan Semenuk hold on to make it 4 for 4 of this championship?
It's been a perfect start for us. Obviously, ending 22 how we did, and then into the new year with a bunch of wins. It's amazing. I wasn't expecting that. Obviously, not every event's had the level of competition we've hoped, but definitely still lots of learning and growing on my end, and some things to try with the car now that there's some changes and whatnot.
Tell us what have you done to the car ahead of this one?
Yeah, so major revisions to the cooling system. Added an expansion tank, put a little divider in the motor to help with the bypass that's located on the inlet outlet side, and then enlarged the ducting that goes to the rear radiator. That has tremendously helped the car. Just for kind of point of reference, shakedown at Olympus, we got to about 110 C on our coolant temps. Here, about the same sort of distance, we only got to 95. That's still on the hot side, so I am concerned going into tomorrow that we're going to have to do a little bit of car management, just manage those temperatures, especially Dow's Mountain up where it's 8 miles straight up. It's a lot of load for the car, so we just got to be smart with it.
I'm very excited. We've been progressing a lot over this year. I mean, only had 2 rallies, but it's very fun. I love this rally. It's super open, super fast. I think it'll be really good for the BRZ. Yeah, I'm just ready to get out on the stages.
Yeah, I think the heat is going to be our main challenge, especially in this car. The roads, I think, are a lot simpler than Olympus, which might be a good and bad thing. We're going to try and pace ourselves and not get overconfident on some of those stages that are nice and wide open and beautiful surface and things like that. But yeah, I like the variety. I like what we're seeing out there, so excited about it.
We haven't driven the car since Olympus, so it'll be exciting. Planning on playing it really safe at PIR. I don't have really any experience on tarmac, so I'm just going to feel it out, get reacquainted with the car and see how it goes.
Just kind of treating this one like a shakedown. There's 7 miles, mostly tarmac out here. We're just going to make sure that the car works, all the functions of the car, and then move on to the forest for tomorrow.
Recce was great. It was fun. We needed some wind. It was really, really dusty. So if we don't have airflow and wind, we're going to be in trouble.
I'm Brenton Kelly, and today joining me is Nate Tennis. We're heading out for 2 unique stages, 2 loops of 4 different stages today. What can you tell me a little bit about the stages this morning?
These are the ones I like out of this event, if I'm honest. I am a Washington native, so there's that Washington-Oregon banter that happens, but I like these. They're a bit more flowing. There's a bit more character to them. There's also a lot more risk, which is, I don't know, adds a little spice and a little flavor to it, but I like this side. We're going to see a little more character. We're going to see some fairly serious drop-offs, but the roads have a good flow to them. They're fast, but not the point where we'll see on Sunday the really, really fast stuff.
And what can you tell me about the Mary Hill stage? I know that's the all-asphalt stage here, only 2 or 3 miles. I know you have done it before. Tell me a little bit about that.
It's so much fun. It's very interesting because it was originally designed as a way for them to test how to pour tarmac and how to make a tarmac road in 1900, whatever it was. So it has a lot of different radius. It has some really cool turns, some sketchy drop-offs as well, but it's really a unique road and a unique feature to the event as well.
What can you tell me about the horseshoe stage? It seems to be the talk of the town today, and yesterday a little bit everyone's talking about that. Give us a little info on that.
Yeah, it's funny how you always have that stage that's like the high water mark that everyone's nervous about, and that sounds like horseshoe stage is definitely it this time around. It looks like massive drop-offs, but it also looks like a lot of fun winding through pine forest, basically. I'm jealous. I really want to run that stage.
It does look like a fun stage. You know, it's real tight, twisty, a lot of exposures for the first half, and then you kind of pass that stop sign and it opens up a little bit. There's even a little bit of a jump there, about 3-4 miles in or something.
Yeah.
We did finish up 2 stages last night at the Portland International Raceway. Brandon Semenuk is currently sitting first place, followed by our very own Sam Albert, and then Jeff Seahorn in third place.
Right 4 in over crest.
I took a corner a little bit too early and ended up yeeting over a place I shouldn't have been. But yeah, slowed down a little after that, got a little nervous, scared myself, and it was just dusty, but fun.
How long did you ride it?
I don't know, 4 miles.
4 miles.
Stages in, so we got still a long way to go today, but it was a couple fun stages. A lot of sweeping, more than I ever faced here at Oregon Trail. So yeah, it was a bit challenging. Maybe would have taken a slightly different setup knowing that, but that's the way it is. First on the road, second passes should be a lot better. We've got one more gravel stage on this next loop, and then Mary Hill. So I think we get through that, and then yeah, when we get back out there for the second loops, it'll be. I would suspect it's going to be a lot better.
I think things are going as expected, I'd say. Last night we knew we could push and not have any consequences with the heat management. Today we have to be smart. We have to be, you know, a little bit on the safe side to just not push the car further than it needs to go right now, especially when we need these stage miles to get a feel for what this car is capable of.
So I'm here at the finish of Mary Hill. This is stage 6, just about 2.48 miles. Got to be one of the safest spectator points in any rallies in America. Completely on the other side of the hill, and it seems like you could probably see just about the entire stage from the spectator point.
But that was fun. It wasn't fast, but it was definitely fun and sideways.
Yeah.
Definitely different running this with gravel tires. So we'll see how the times come out. But it's been a lot of fun. Looking forward to the next 2 sets.
You know, you go around corners, you have pretty good grip, and then there's some gravel, and people cut, you know, where they can cut. So it's a little sketchy. So, you know, you want to save a little bit, like, you save yourself a little bit of an out.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it's fun. I always enjoy it.
Sorry, I gotta keep moving. My car's overheating.
We're still here. We're still pushing. I kind of did a little bit better on that stage, I think.
Yeah, I was about halfway in. We got through the tough section at the beginning. We were in the kind of fast, flowy section right after the tarmac. And went into like a left 3 and a right uphill. And we just went right a little hard and we kind of went off the road and it threw us up in, slammed us down. And you see what happened to the tire there.
So we are here in Goldendale at the service park at the Goldendale High School. We've just wrapped up day 2 of Oregon Trail Rally here. I'm here with Nate Tennis. Nate?
Yeah.
We just spent our day out in the sun getting some burn going on us, getting out to all the stages, talking to all the competitors. Brandon Semenuk currently sitting first. I heard recently that Sam started to take some time out of the second place position, not quite taking over the second place position, but he is taking time out of Seahorn. Have you heard anything about that?
Yeah, absolutely. It sounds like Sam has been very cautious. I mean, he really has just got the car together, in all honesty, and there's a lot of teething issues that he's been working with. So he's sorting through a lot of those, and his goal was to just get some mileage on the car and figure it out. So he said in a previous interview, anytime he started to really push, that's when the temperatures increased, and he does not want to buy a new Ferrari engine. So he felt a little bit better. The temps were a little bit lower, so he was able to push, and then that's when they started to make a little bit of time back. So,
well, let's check out what those guys had to say about their day two.
No real drama. Definitely enjoyed the second pass of the stages quite a bit more. It felt like the car was working a bit better, and we could carry more speed and just like push on a little bit harder. So yeah, all in all, good day, and tomorrow's pretty fast, and it's not an easy day for people to make up time. You know, it's the stages are fast, but they're simple, so there's not a lot of room to make big improvements. So I think as long as we can have a clean, safe rally, we'll be able to hold on to this.
The car ran cool, so we kind of just tried to keep a nice, clean, consistent line, not to overload the car. And we changed some ducting on the front of the car, so the car ran a bit cooler this leg. Sam's must be figuring out his car. He's taking time off us now, so I'm kind of tapped out on how fast I can go with this thing. So we're gonna have to try and mitigate that tomorrow and see how fast Sam goes on the fast stuff tomorrow. There's some technical stuff that maybe I can outbrake or outcorner him on, but we'll see how tomorrow goes.
Now that the heat of the day is over, we're not too scared about the overheating, so we decided to start pushing, and so far it seems to be working out for us. So game plan for tomorrow with the cool temps is to keep that going. If the pace stays the same, then great. You know, I think we're down to 19 seconds between us, so that's still a lot of time, but it's also not a lot of time. That could change very, very quickly. So yeah, going into tomorrow, looking to still just run our own race, but that's in our back of our mind for sure.
So kind of interesting in the two-wheel drive class here for National. Pretty tight competition. All three top cars are within 30 seconds. I believe it's Nick Allen, Dave Clark, and then Leah Block. Pretty interesting out there. What do you think of the two-wheel drive competition today?
Fantastic. Have to admit, I'm extremely jealous. I'm a two-wheel drive guy at heart. But fantastic to see these guys slogging it out back and forth, and we saw some swaps of stage times. And you know, you think about how loose it is for all the top cars that they've been talking about it for all the all-wheel drive cars. Absolutely exaggerated for two-wheel drive.
Yeah, I know Leah had a little bit of heating issues today. I don't know if that slowed her down a little bit. I mean, they're all within 30 seconds, so it'll be interesting to see if they have that sorted out in the morning and she can kind of push and attack and maybe take some time out.
Yeah, it sounded like towards the end of the day when things did cool down, everyone's speed increased and they were able to not worry about pushing harder. But exactly, we'll see.
I do have to say the two-wheel drive people seemed like they were kind of having the most fun. They were coming off the stages so excited. Let's hear what they have to say.
Pretty interesting, like taking those 6+ over crest, you know, flat out, but I've got a really great co-driver, Matt James, so I trust every word that he says, and we went for it, and we were able to eke out a 11-second lead after the whole day.
I got to conserve tires a little bit. We're running a little short on those. We miscalculated. A little rougher, the pavement is, yeah, well, it's my fault. But no, it should be good. I mean, it's one thing I did notice was how much the road's cleaned up. First pass is just like an ice rink, and second pass, you're pretty good. So we'll remember that tomorrow.
So it's gotten colder. These last two stages were just really good. They didn't have any overheating, and yeah, just put down some really good stage times.
Awesome. Anything you learned from today you're going to take into tomorrow?
I think I'm just going to keep doing the same thing. Just do it safe but fast.
So in the open four-wheel drive for regional class, the first two places are within 10 seconds. Todd Hartman is only about 9-point-something seconds ahead of Steven Red.
Yeah, this is great. I mean, these guys are slogging out in, you know, Steven's done a lot of work to build his car. Todd's to a brand new major upgrade from the Golf he used to drive. So a lot of teething issues there, both in driver and in car itself. So it's a lot of fun to see these guys kind of develop, and they also don't want to break anything. But they're starting to push a little bit harder and get more comfortable with their cars.
Went great. Roads were awesome. A little hot for me. I'm an old man, you know, but it was spectacular roads. Just a lot of fun. That car's just pitch and throw magic show, and just a good time. So really appreciate all the organizers and the hundreds of people out there that actually help out and volunteer for this. So fantastic.
Try to go push harder tomorrow on the fast open duper stages and get some time back. I don't know where I hemorrhaged time today, but I did, so that sucks. But yeah, we'll push tomorrow on the fast stuff and try to get back first in class.
We're fortunate enough this weekend to have George Donaldson joining us, former sporting director, team manager, kind of spent most of his life in the WRC. George, what are you doing here this weekend?
I've been fascinated in this championship. I finally got here to what should be in the World Championship. We should be in the World Championship here. This is rally country. It's beautiful, it's amazing, the stages are incredible. The competitors, the local competitors here, what an atmosphere. I am blown away. How could I not be here? Why am I here? Because it's a rally. As simple as that.
But I did hear that you had been to America for a rally before, but it had been a couple of years.
Yeah, 1986 Olympus Rally. I was here with Group B cars with Toyota team. It was one of the earlier rallies I did with them. I think it was just my second year, and I came and mechanicked on that rally with Toyota, and just also again was blown away. But rallying was smaller then. Olympus Rally was brilliant, but sadly it disappeared from the championship. Hopefully it's on its way back. We've got 70, 80 cars here. Fantastic set of rules that keeps cars in the rally. Competitor, the team spirit within all the teams is beyond compare. I couldn't compare it with anything I've seen. This is wonderful. You know, people genuinely help each other. People are genuinely interested in making sure the competition stays in. I'm basically almost lost for words. Nobody will believe I'm lost for words. I am lost for words I'm just gobsmacked. It's just so brilliant.
You even had the opportunity to push a few cars past the finish boards there a little bit.
I pushed a few cars past finish boards that would have been excluded for doing that anywhere else in the world. And here, well, the marshals just took a sanguine approach to that and let it go. So yeah, wonderful, wonderful.
Very happy to see this person. Michael had a massive role today. Endo win how many times?
I mean, impossible to count exactly right, but we think about 6. Just looking at the tracks.
Holy cow! And sad thing is that was the car you went to college in, your first rally car. You're actually starting to pick up some pace, and you're moving that thing, and had a very big off.
Yeah, man. Bittersweet, you know, that's always like the first love's the hardest, you know, and I think that's a good example here as well, where it was towards the end of SS8 for us. We had really pretty good pace going through it, a couple, honestly, tight moments throughout that, but we were feeling good that we had that right balance. And we ended up going down a long straight into what was a right 6, and we had called it as like an early. I'd heard that as really as an in, and so our front right tire ended cutting in way early on this crest. So by the time we were over that crest, I could tell that, oh, we're 2 feet too far over, and that 2 feet meant that there was a big, about 2 foot tall bump in that off-road section, and so that just sent our rear of the car tumbling bumper over bumper, unfortunately, as we were thinking probably about 6 times, and then according to the guys at the Rally Safe, about 14 G impact. So we're doing good. We're super glad to be walking, and the car won't be rolling again, but it did its job to keep us safe, and can't be more grateful than that.
Yeah, absolutely. You built a good car. Well, best of luck, man. Let us know how we can help.
Thanks. Yeah, maybe I'll come back to DirtFish, shake down the new one once we get that built. So.
Be an honor.
Yeah, appreciate it as always.
So this being kind of the second closest home rally for DirtFish, we do have 6 of our co-workers working here. Quite exciting.
It's fantastic for us to share the sport with the world, but it's also fantastic for us to be able to participate. And this being a short tow from home provides a lot more opportunities for us. So we've had some adventure. We're bonding as a crew and also getting an opportunity to share this awesome sport in a beautiful area.
Yeah, it's a great opportunity to get a lot of experience. Like I said, it's only a 3 or 4 hour tow for us from the school. So let's hear what they got to say and hear about their day.
Today, I've said it a million times, my favorite stage was Oak Flat. And I think that tomorrow we'll see some similar style of things. So yeah, I'm just happy that we finished the day. Still learning, still trying to figure out how to pick up speed, but having a blast. So.
Well, thankfully at the last service, these guys, so like John, Paul, Sage, Josie over here, we like basically threw in a new fuel pump in the car in, how long did it take? 45 minutes? A little late, but we're able to basically run the last loop of the day with actual fuel, so we cut like a minute off Maryhill or something. So that's good to go. We have other issues in the car we're going to try to fix, but that's that.
We found out what a DNS is. Did not start. Yeah. It was the worst feeling ever. Got the car going again. We actually broke an axle, had several fueling issues. The fuel filter came apart inside the fuel tank, so we stayed up till 3 a.m. sorting that. Had to replace the fuel line this morning. Just tons of issues.
So that's it here from Goldendale, Washington. We're going to head into Dufur tomorrow morning. Hopefully it'll be a little bit cooler tomorrow, not as sunny. Maybe a little bit more open, less dusty too. I saw a lot of people have dusty, but let's move on down to Oregon. Here we are at the morning of day 3 of Oregon Trail Rally. We've crossed the river and we have made it actually into Oregon now, Nate.
Yeah, absolutely. And much cooler temperatures today, so that's a huge relief for everyone, including us. I have a heck of a sunburn from yesterday, but
yeah, a bit of a sunburn for sure today. Feeling it.
Yeah, absolutely.
A little bit of rain possibly last night, I heard, so it will be interesting to see if anyone's making any tire choices. Have you had a chance to talk to anybody and find out anything about that?
Well, it sounds like the lower temperature is definitely a concern in terms of the setups that they had for the last 2 days, actually, is going to be quite a bit different. So there's still a big question mark as to how much to change the settings. But, you know, we're going to look at it and see on the first stage. I think everyone's going to have a real quick opportunity to see if their decision was correct or not.
Yeah, much smoother, faster stages today, a bit more open. Everyone's looking forward to the jump. Let's get after the day.
I don't think that stage is going to be too hard on the tires. It'd probably be the next few, but yeah, long loop. Might have to manage the tires a little bit by the end, but all good.
Still early in the morning. Maybe I need another espresso shot and then I'll be ready to rip her. But, you know, we're out here to have some fun today. We're not, you know, we had our one issue yesterday, so we want to win all the stages. Keep Lucy and Avi honest in their, you know, if they want to win a stage, they're going to have to earn it. I'm not handing them out, so we'll see how it goes.
To right 2. Go. All right, let's go to right 2.
Right 4 minus. Open.
Leftover crap.
We're at the midday service here, 4 stages down, 4 to go for the regional, 5 for the national with the power stage. A lot of interesting battles, few changes this morning, but a lot of road to go. So a lot of opportunity for some changes to happen, a lot of opportunity for people to push with these freshly sweeped roads. Let's talk to some people and see what they got to say about this afternoon.
I'm pretty happy with the morning so far. It was a fun loop of stages. Sweeping was a little better than yesterday, although it's going to improve here. And yeah, we did a great choice with the tires, managed them well. Had a bit of a feel out on the Starvo stage, just for, you know, obviously that's the power stage. We'll want to carry some good speed in there and try and take those points. So just to see what condition that stage is in, it seems to be a little rougher than years prior, but overall it was good. The time seemed good, so I'm pretty happy with the morning overall.
It's still getting a little hot under boost, so I don't know. That stage felt pretty good. Had a couple shifting issues trying to sort out. It's not making its flat foot, but I think we had a good stage. Brandon's lines were really good. I don't know if he's braking sooner just because he's carrying that much more speed, but we've been out going past his brake markers and trying to push as hard as we can. So we'll see if we can stay ahead of Sam. That car's a beast, and he deserves to go fast in that thing.
Had an okay second stage of the day, and then this last one was just a ton of fun. So very loose, but like very manageable. The road's wide enough that you can just hang it out there. I don't know if it's fast, but it was fun.
It's a little loose, a little floaty, but the water splash is fun, and the jump is fun, and that stage is really fun.
How'd you go on the jump?
I mean, I was settling the car a little before on the 6, not knowing the jump was coming up, and I mean, I did good though.
6 right over 100, 100.
Brandon, second running through there. How's it feeling?
A lot cleaner. Yeah, it was fun. A bit bigger on the jump for sure. A little more speed. Managed to take out another bird, unfortunately. But yeah, all good otherwise.
Looks like he's down boost, maybe right there on top. Looks like something could be off on this top center one.
Fortunately, we passed Sam and Krista out there. Looks like they were off to the side, not too long after the jump, so I don't know if they cooked something. It looked like they'd purposely pulled over, so they either busted something on the jump or that Ferrari Uberu gave way.
Well, disappointing day to say the least. We made it to the second loop of Sunday, and we just blew the rear diff. Got a giant hole in the case, and we're not mobile. So that ends our Oregon Trail Rally. It sucks to fall out of grease when we're in an overall podium position, but that's how things go. Until next time.
Popped out on the water splash, but we'll have a look at it. I don't think it's anything. It was pretty full when we hit it. It was fine the first pass, and then just seemed like a bit more of an impact this time around.
Long, drop outside, 100.
Repeat into right 6 loose 60, followed by zip left right.
Nate, we're here at the end of Oregon Rally. Played out a lot crazier. Those battles midday, you know, we were looking at a bunch of different interesting stuff happening. 0.2 seconds for one of the battles there. Closest finish in ARA history, one of the closest finishes.
Yeah, that is so cool. Nail biting stuff. I mean, it was amazing, and that's the kind of adventure that rally brings, is that back and forth, and after 3 days, 0.2 of a second. Flat tires, no flat tires. It's absolutely incredible stuff.
But kind of highlight of the weekend, we'll start with the top. Brandon Semenuk, Keaton Williams, finished first overall. Let's talk to them and see what they had to say.
Yeah, I mean, great. This was the target, and we're stoked to be here and get through this long event. You know, it's the only 3-day event we have on the ARA Championship. So it's just, yeah, it's a good one to wrap up, and it's definitely a lot more treacherous conditions this year with the heat and how dry it was, and just the stages seem to be a little bit rougher. Obviously, we've run these so many years now that they've definitely seen some wear, and so there's some more ruts forming and rocks showing than normal. Ohio is a whole different beast. Really tricky roads. We've had some success there, and then, you know, last year wasn't great for me and Keaton. We made some bad tire choices and just didn't seem to find the pace. So hopefully we can go there this year and find a better speed on those stages, and maybe have a better road position. and you know, we'll see what the competition brings, but I feel like it's going to be a bit of a battle.
So interesting to hear from Semenuk, you know, sweeping the roads all weekend, quite aggressive, still was able to pull off the win, but second place, Sam Albert, Jeff Seahorn, quite a bit of a battle there midday.
Yeah, I mean, that was really neat to see. I mean, again, these guys are both pushing really hard, but they're still struggling with mechanical issues. And I mean, it's a brand new car for Sam, honestly, and Jeff was working really hard with a fairly trusted platform. He's made some changes, he told us, but still had a few niggling issues that was causing him to not perform as well as he had hoped. And it was a nail biter as well.
Gutted to see Sam have the diff issue. Just oil everywhere on the stage. The volunteers had told us that they'd saw some oil at the start line, so you know he was still able to make it 4 or 5 miles into the stage, but just such a bummer. But what about Seahorn? You know, it wasn't smooth sailing for him to get that second place finish.
Yeah, as we saw him at the end of the stage, he was wondering what was going on, and some excellent bystander may have seen what the problem was while he was trying to see it. I'm just going to throw this guy some credit right there. But yeah, he got a boost leak. They grabbed the Gorilla Tape, tried to fix it. It still was working a little bit, but he's quite a bit down on power as the being right on the turbo ended up melting it a lot. So let's see what Jeff had to say about it.
We're coming down Boyd a little bit after the jump, down the hill. We came in on left 3 corner, and the elbow right off the turbo split in half. So I looked down, we didn't have any boost. I thought I had some throttle positioning sensor issues earlier, so I saw his ass, so I kept hitting the throttle, and I was going. I looked, I just didn't have any boost, so like it's just been a frustrating weekend with a bunch of these little gremlins. You know, it takes a really world-class team to be on the top out here, and you know, when I need to go talk to my engineer, my engine developer, and my builder, which is all me, so I don't know if I need to fire him or what, but you know, it's a very tough sport, and it's you know, it's hard to test these things when you don't have a test road or anything, so we kind of show up and this is our test, and every rally you can try to improve a little bit.
Tough battle there for Jeff Seahorn, taping up the boost hose, but still able to pull off second place. Pretty cool. Tell us about some of the other finishers.
We saw some great battles in the rest of the field. Some again, neck and neck fighting out there, and even a really good result for Leah Block, who ended up 4th overall.
Yeah, you had, you know, Brandon Semenuk first place, Jeff Seahorn in second, Javier Oliveras in third place, and Leah Block in 4th place. I mean, kind of the talk of the weekend, and Leah Block winning 2-wheel drive overall.
Yeah, and she had top 2 second fastest stage time overall?
Her 2 second fastest stage times overall. You know, let's talk to Leah and see what she had to say.
Day 1, we were quite a bit back, and we lost some time on the second day just because of overheating. It was a lot hotter here than it's been the first 2 times I've raced here. But just today was really good, windy, nice and cool, and I really love these stages, super fast, and we were just able to get it done. So I'm super hyped about it. Well, I think stage 16 and 17 we got second overall twice, and then 3rd and 4th after that. So it's really crazy. Like, this is a two-wheel drive, and it's rear-wheel drive, and we are up there with in front of the 4-wheel drive Subarus, which is really cool.
Leah Block, 4th place overall, 1st place 2-wheel drive overall, but she wasn't the only block racing this weekend. Saw a little bit of interaction with her and her mom at the stage endings. Can you tell us a little bit about Lucy's weekend?
It was hilarious because I think it was the second of last stage. She comes off and she's like, she beat me. It was great, but great to see them out and seeing them both progress, honestly, with fairly new vehicles to them. But let's see what Lucy has to say about it.
Really good. Good. Glad I finished.
Yeah. Tough day today?
No, just trying to figure out how to go faster, that's all. Like I said before, when your 16-year-old's kicking your ass, you want to go faster.
We saw her finish a couple of second place overall stage times. How'd that feel?
Yeah, that was amazing. Like, so proud. 2 second places, I think, and then a 3rd place. I don't know what else she got this last one, but she's fast. Yeah, it's
awesome.
fun.
Saw your class was fairly tight. You know, it was probably 2 minutes, 3 minutes, all the way up to 1st place. So how do you feel about that? You know, it's a pretty competitive class.
Yeah, I mean, I don't feel horrible about 3rd. I wanted 2nd, but, you know, had a puncture on the second day. So we're trying to climb back from that. Also trying to learn to drive faster.
So for the regional rally, Andy Miller, kind of the talk of the weekend here. Tell us a little bit about Andy Miller's weekend.
I mean, he had some issues. I don't think he was alone in that. Everyone tended to have issues with it being so hot. But he came away with a really good win, multiple wins actually, class win, overall win, and he actually won the 43 Institute Award as well for the hardest dryer, which is absolutely amazing. Very, very cool. Let's hear what he had to say.
We had our ups and downs through the rally of the weekend. We ended up pulling it out somehow. I'm not entirely sure. Yesterday we were thinking we weren't going to go back out. A couple mechanical issues, but actually Alex Chadney brought me a fuel pressure regulator, got me back on stage a couple minutes before we were able to check in, and it just worked out. So they kind of rallied together, got the car back, my crew, and it just worked out. I don't know. It's some definitely highs and lows. But we ended up on a high, so that's kind of all we can ask for.
Coming to the two-wheel drive regional, one of the closest finishes in ARA history, Chris Miller and Julian Sabo taking second place.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about that battle. Chris had a minute gap going in.
Yeah, had a nice gap there, and then had a couple of punctures. I think 2 punctures, one on stage, one on transit, and that ate up all of that comfortable margin there. And Julian, I'm sure he's kicking himself. But good, great to see. Those are all DirtFish folks in our book, and to see them battling out that close is really fun. But no better person to tell us about it than Chris himself.
We knew we had a 20-second lead going in, and we knew Julian was going to push everything he had. And he was getting the car figured out. He's getting progressively faster. And so we had a discussion of how we wanted to attack the stage. We needed the notes to be perfect. We needed just to find every 10th we could and just hold the car together, because we basically had no tires left at that point. So we were able to pick up 10 seconds on the second pass of Starve Out. But Julian found pretty much 30 seconds. And when he did, so we had the 10 seconds to give us the gap, but he came back, he was swinging for the fences. It was probably the most fun I've ever had. And I've done a lot of this is like an autocross, right? We've seen national championships on 0.2 of a second, and do a weekend rally and close out on 0.2 is unheard of to me.
Great to hear from most of the winners there. So many interesting stories, great battles this weekend. But Nate, this is a home event for us here. We had 5 or 6 different DirtFish cars, 5 or 6 people, 4 or 5 cars. A couple of them are 2 employees in one car.
Exactly. Still counts.
Yeah. Josie Rimmer, Michelle Miller. Yep. Had a pretty interesting weekend, pretty smooth for them.
Josie and Michelle gave a good recap of their whole weekend. Let's hear what they said.
The team was awesome. We literally couldn't ask for a better team. The car was amazing. It's a lot of car for me. I'm figuring it out as I go, but the biggest challenge was just that it was veering left on under brake. So that just added a little level of challenge, but nothing insane at all.
The roads were super fun. I love the new stage, Nagel's Revenge. Really crucial to stay on the line though. Like as soon as you drove the line you wanted to, not the swept line, it was very exciting.
Great to hear Josie and Michelle. Josie's 3rd finish, but Roman, this was his 3rd rally as well?
Yeah, but I think it's his first event that he's finished.
Well, let's find out from Roman himself.
Today, we do the first loop and basically almost ran out of gas. We were just literally on the last corner of Starve Out, just hesitating to get up that hill and then just babying it on transit. Fill it to the brim and finish the rally like that. So yeah, it was an adventure. It was a big adventure.
Something to talk about for this rally, the vastness. We start in Oregon, in Portland, moving up into the Goldendale, Washington, around the Maryhill stage, and then back down to Dufur for the weekend. Took a lot of people to make this happen. I talked to Mike Shaw, heard 250 volunteers this weekend.
It's just nuts. That's so cool. I mean, the sport runs on volunteers, and if we don't have any, we can't run our event. So huge thanks to all of them for braving the weather, and a few of them even brought out ice chests and were handing out water at the end of the stages, which is just wonderful. Huge thank you.
Yeah, I may have taken a few of those waters, so thank you guys for everything you do. That was an amazing event, and it really couldn't happen without you. Moving on to Southern Ohio Forest Rally now, coming up here in less than 2 weeks. Quick turnaround for this event, Nate.
Very quick turnaround, and it's on the other side of the country right now, so that might pose some challenges for sure.
Brandon Semenuk, Keaton Williams, 4 for 4 wins. going for the 5th win, it sounds like, in Ohio. He had some issues last year. He
Yeah.
wants revenge on the event. What do you think?
I think he's probably going to do it, but I also think that there were a few names that aren't on the list for Oregon Trail this time around, and I think they will be back potentially, and he might have a little more work to do.
Next week, we are heading to Italy for the Mythical Cars Rally. We will not personally be heading there, Nate.
I wish, man. Can you imagine? Beautiful Italian scenery, fantastic roads, historic cars, top-level drivers.
David Evans will be there covering the rally for us. Stay tuned to dirtfish.com for all your rally needs.